Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. You are now entering Season 2 of the Swan Hockey Podcast. Swan Hockey is flying around the junior hockey world one episode at a time. You'll experience things dreams are made of, as well as things of terrible nightmares. Strap in, hold on, and enjoy the ride. And now, Swan Hockey.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Swan Hockey. We are in Season 2. I am Eric Swanek, and today we are joined by Andrew Serpico, the Assistant Director of U.S. Scouting for Neutral Zone, and Ryan Swain from Swain's Hockey Skills and Development. You should know them both by now. Boys, what's going on?
Up, fellas, how we doing?
How are ya?
Doing good. You sound rough over there, Serps.
We're battling, but we're buzzing at the same time. We're gonna, just get pucks deep, bang bodies tonight, play simple hockey, get 2 points. It's all that matters.
Winners find a way. Winners find a way. This week, I put up a post on social media. It was a review of a camp invitation to a team in the North American Hockey League. And there's a lot of opinions coming in. The opinions were pretty all one-sided. And Swain, you brought up an interesting point that I've thought about a lot as well. And your point basically was, hey, everybody sees this. So many people acknowledge the point that acknowledge these camp invitations where a lot of them are, they pretend to be personalized. They pretend to be actual invitations when really it's mass email marketing. And you brought up a very interesting point of people still go. People hear the stories, they see different things, and they don't want to believe it. Why don't you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, I know we were kind of joking around, poking fun, we've all gotten those emails, and obviously people responding to you have shared the same thing for the same experience. And my point, and I think this is almost like a mic drop, and there's nothing really wrong with this either, I guess. It's just every single person or player and or family thinks that they're the exception to the rule. Because you always have that one story where this guy played there, 10 years ago, made it at an open camp, yada, yada, yada. And now, look how well that one kid did. Meanwhile, thousands have came and paid and went through the process, and they get probably not even a thanks for coming. And that's just, it's just the reality. I think and that's kind of what drives the dream, I guess. So I don't want to say, I don't think sitting here shitting on it's right either. But if you're someone who had 5 points in the EHLP and you're getting contacted by an NA team and you think that there's a chance in hell you're going to make it, I think you're misinformed, to say the least.
Well, and I want to give everybody context to what we're talking about. So I'm gonna play the clip real quick. Let me get it up here. So this was the post. Junior Hockey Camp Review. This one's from the Austin Bruins in the North American Hockey League. The Austin Bruins staff would like to formally invite you to our CSA coaching staff attended camp. Ooh. These camps are getting bad when they have to advertise that the coaching staff will actually be there. We have been following you this season, and you have been identified as a potential NAHL player. So they've been following you, but they don't know. They need you to come to a camp. They didn't learn enough from following you this season. They're hoping 3 days at a camp is going to uncrack all of the code they haven't been able to crack while following you this season. Based on your performance at camp, there is the potential for you to be tendered, drafted, or invited to main camp by the Bruins. So again, have been following you during the season, but can't even identify which group of prospects you're supposedly in. Are you a tender candidate, a draft candidate, or invite to main camp guy? Let's see the flyer. Check it out. You could be looked at by multiple North American Hockey League teams. Let me explain something to you. If coaches think they've found a prospect that could play for them, the last thing they want to do is have that prospect skating around in front of other teams in their league. happy to have reviewed that before you take your pitchforks out at the Bruins. Pretty much every team is in the league is doing this. You just have to understand these opportunities for what they are. Understand them, make the best choice possible for you.
So that was the real. And yeah, I think there's so much truth to what you said, Swainer, that like everybody thinks that they're the exception because the wording makes you feel good, which is the point of it.
I think you got to do your homework. It's as simple as that on any situation you're going to do. But before you go jumping in to the water, you got to understand the situation, understand your goals or the goal of the situation. Be honest with yourself and just simply do your homework before you're jumping into something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's, like every kid obviously is confident in themselves and every kid wants it to be true. And, again, like the wording, it just, like it's a very funny thing in this game because I think if you take the emotion out of it, you could see right through it, but it's the emotion that, that people fall for.
Yeah, I mean, I think Serps is completely right when you say do your homework. I mean, like if they're watching you, if they want you, like, don't you think you're going to be in contact with somebody at your games, or someone's going to watch your film, or whatever the case is? Like, you're not just going to get a serious inquiry without anyone having prior knowledge to you. So if you're getting tricked by these emails, or you really believe in these emails, like, it's kind of on you at this point, honestly.
But you see, people really don't know. And that's the one thing that I've learned from doing, all this stuff on social media and everything, like, and especially, as I've, kind of went bigger into it the last few months, is that one thing I learned is that people know less than I thought they did. Like, I knew everybody was misinformed, but some of the conversations that I'm having, like, I can't believe I'm having them. Like, people really, like, it's so, I mean, like, think about it. If you're a player growing up and you just got somebody saying like, yeah, like, we saw you, we love you, we think you have what it takes. I mean, why wouldn't you believe that at first?
Get you excited for sure.
Yeah.
Your ears perked up and you're going to want to believe it.
Yeah. And like the biggest thing for me is, like, even before doing the homework, is look at, I'm always actions, right? Like, actions speak louder than words. So if you look at when you're getting one of these invitations, whatever, you have to realize that right now a team has three choices. You could be having a tender conversation, the draft conversation, and a main camp conversation. The main camp conversation is the least important of them all. The players that the teams have to have, they're fighting tooth and nail to get those guys to sign tenders. Then they're going to go through the draft process. Like, if they love you as much as they're saying they do, they should be tendering you. Right? A main camp invitation just kind of flat out shows you that they're not that serious.
Yeah, they're not that serious, or they don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't even think I think it's that they do know. Like, they're just, like, again, like, if a kid's on a bubble, you're learning more about them, you're interviewing them. I mean, it's a completely different conversation when it's a player that the teams really, really want, or are even, seriously considering. It's a completely different conversation. Not just like, hey, come to camp and hopefully the kid comes.
See what happens.
But yeah, like, everybody thinks that they're the exception, and it's funny too because it's both ways. Like, every team thinks they're the exception too. Like, I can't tell you how many coaches I've spoken with that they're like, oh, Swanee, you're absolutely right. That's why we do it differently. We only have 6 teams at main camp. I'm like, that's the same. Like every team tells me the same thing too. Like, that I'm right about every single team in the league except them. They're the exception.
I mean, there's reasons to go to these things for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think the whole point of what we're talking about is just, like you said, know what you're getting yourself into and be realistic. Where I'm coming from when I say everyone thinks they're the exception of the rule is, like, call a spade a spade. If you walk into an 18 main camp, you can probably see from outer space 40 guys that don't belong there.
I'd say more than that.
Like at least.
Yeah.
So, and it's fine for, like, I tell kids to go to these things. Like if you're like a lower end or tier 3 or like a U16 triple, like you want to get some junior experience, it's not financially burdening your family, or it's in a cool spot, you're going to make a little trip out of it. Like, why not go to it? Like, there's no problem with it, but don't go in there thinking like, oh, I was on the 150th ranked U16 team in the country and I had 7 points. I'm ready to play in the NA. Like, you're not even close. Like, just go and have a good time and play against older guys, and hopefully get some feedback from somebody in the organization.
And if you look at the steps to getting invited to main camp to making the team, you're literally trying to climb Everest in a bathing suit. Like the chances of that happening are unbelievably slim, because you got your drafted guys, you got your tendered guys, and then you have your guys coming back. And then after, like, you're going to have, right before the season starts, you're going to have your USHL send downs. So, like, the chances of getting that roster spot are unbelievably slim. So you really have to be realistic about what you're potentially walking into.
I mean, if you're going to main camp as a free agent, you're on the outside looking in. You're on the bubble at best. At best, you're on the bubble. Because the biggest thing that everyone has to realize, by the time main camp rolls around, every team has too many players. If the season was to start a day before main camp started, every team would have to release like 5 guys. And players don't realize that. There's no spots up for grabs. None. Teams are looking for upgrades if they can find them, but every team already has too many players. So, like if you're a free agent going to one of these things, you are on the bubble at best. Majority of the case, you're on the outside looking in. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if a player wants to go take a shot, by all means, go take a shot, but go there in the right mindset, understand the opportunity for what it is. That, okay, I either think they're wrong, I think I have what it takes, and I want to go prove it, or hey, this is just something I want to do so I can put my head down on the pillow at night. Either way, fine, right? But like, it's the guys that are breaking the bank, missing legit opportunities, and jackassing all over the place, going to these things that are just like, either misinformed or they're kidding themselves that they're doing more harm than good. I mean, there's people that are like basically like traveling the country in an RV going to camps. Like, you'll see guys that like went to like 5 camps a year. It's like, what are you doing?
Just having a roadie with the fellas.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, and like then they're all frustrated, they're all stressed out. They're like
$5,000 in the hole.
Plus the RV.
I'd say at least. I mean, think about it. Each camp, like, so it's a $500 camp fee.
$550.
$550. Yeah, $550 camp fee. Then let's say on average $500 airline ticket. That's another $500. Then $500 in hotel, $1,500. Now, if mom or dad goes with you, now we're up to $2,000. If mom or dad goes with you, you're probably renting a car. Now we're up to $2,300. Assuming you guys want to eat that weekend, we're at $2,500. Like, it's like $2,500 to go to one tryout that a team that has to make cuts. Like, people waste so much time and money.
Yeah, so it's funny. Like this last week, for those of you who don't know, I coach in the NA3HL for the New Jersey Titans in the East, and we had a pretty crappy start, and we added guys, and we had help from the organization pushing guys to our team who were helpful, and we honestly, in my opinion, could have and or should have been the team to win the East, but we had 3 or 4 of our better guys hurt. We lost in the first round in game 3, and we did exit interviews pretty quickly, and we had some good players in the room. There's guys that played NA games. There's guys who will probably end up on the NA team next year. I would say 2 for sure. And there's guys in the room who, they they are on the bottom end of the tier 3 level and the bottom of our roster, which is fine. Like a lot of them, it's their first taste at this level, and they did really well from where they were in August. And we're doing these exit interviews, and some of these guys are talking about going to NCDC or maybe to the NA, and I'm really a player first type of person. So I'm not going to lie to them. Like I really am having candid conversations with these 17, 18, 19-year-olds. And I say to them, like, what happens when you run up the stairs and you miss a step? And they're like, oh, you fall and you hit your head. I'm like, yeah, you smack your face on the floor or on the stair, and it really doesn't feel good. So think about going to some of these things, and we've talked about this all the time. Like when you're not ready to go and you're not ready to get the exposure, like it's the same thing as running up the stairs and missing a step. You fall right on your face. So if you're not ready for the exposure at a camp, whether we think you're ready or not, the guys in the stands, if they don't think you're ready, like good luck ever going back to that place. Good luck.
Like you could only make a first impression once.
Yeah, unless you have 2 points a game somewhere the following year, they're going to be like, oh, this kid's back, thanks, next. And that's the reality.
Yeah, you can only make a first impression once. Like it's got to be a good one. And that's a big mistake that people make with camps is like, oh, I'm just going to go just to get my name out there. Well, yeah, you can get your name out there, but it might not be good. And if it's not good, you would have been better off staying home. And the other big problem why like so many players and families, as different people would describe them as delusional, one of the problems is because they're getting all these invitations, right? Like when you have a player that's getting 30 invitations a summer, probably more. Why would they think that they can't play there? And even when you have, even like the USHL, I had a kid that came to me last year. USHL sent them this nice letter. Hey, we've identified you as a top player for your age, yada, yada, yada. This kid struggled to play in the NA3 last year. Like that's a problem. When that kid's being told that he was identified by the USHL as a top prospect, like it screws these kids' heads. It screws the families' heads. And that's why, like, think about it. If you're being told by the USHL you're a top prospect, why would you think that there's ever a chance that you can even at least play in the NCDC? And it's a problem.
Do they give like assessments to the players after this, or are kids just going after the last game? It's just see you later. We'll contact you.
For the most part, see you later. We'll come. Because what are they supposed to say?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, you had no chance. We wanted the money. Right? Like that. Like there's nothing to even say. Like so that's why they tell like when there is assessments. That's why they all get the generic. Hey, great job. It was between you and somebody else. We're gonna go with somebody that's 2 years older, 2 years younger, 2 inches shorter, 2 inches taller, 20 pounds heavier, 20 pounds lighter. There's always a great job and then a generic excuse because it's either the generic excuse or the hey, listen, you really had no shot. We just wanted the 550, and they're not going to go with that answer. So you're going to get the great job. You were so close. And then again, the players leave with their perception so warped. Like, oh, I was right on the bubble. I would have made the team, but they wanted a lefty. I'm a righty.
But that's where the reality comes into it. Like as a player, you have to understand the situation. And like in that assessment, quote unquote, that you're getting, you need to ask questions. So like it can potentially be productive.
Yeah, but like honestly, I don't know how much, feedback how much feedback you're gonna get because the level of play at these camps is like so distorted and so it's like pond hockey. Like the first round of cuts, like it's like you can't even make anything of it, and then like you're just picking out the guys that I guess like I don't know, like clearly don't belong. And like, what are you going to say? Like, hey, everything needs work. Like nothing was good.
You got to be honest with the kid.
Yeah, but they're not going to because the honest is like, oh shit, yeah, no, listen, terrible job, kid, but we wanted the 550. That's the honest is, hey, we had no clue. We just sent you, like, you were on the email list, like, we had no clue. That's the honesty.
Yeah.
But that's never going to happen.
I mean, I think there's definitely some controlled situations where guys are actually being invited to come, and I think them coming and trying out to make the North American League is definitely, I would say, not the main reason for the coach or scout or whoever reaching out. I would say most clubs have, a second junior team or midget team or whatever, and I think that that's fine. But again, you have to know, what you're getting into. Like, I
But
think
that should be communicated to the kid. Right? Like, that should be communicated to the player. Like, the invitation can't read like, hey, we think you have it, have what it takes to play for our USHL team or our NA team, but really they're looking at them for the NA3 team or the 18 team or the 16 team.
Yeah, I mean, good luck trying to tell the teams to do that, because like, you know what I mean? Like, you're fighting an impossible fight.
The kid's going to have 13 of the same invitations. He's going to go to the one that doesn't say what you're saying.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I think as a player, man, like, you got to know. Like, you might not know 100%, but like, you got to know. If you're not producing, if you're playing 5 minutes a night and you think you're going to go, like, I've been in these rooms at these camps and training camp and all this stuff and coaching midget and all this stuff. Like, you think, do you really think that most kids playing 16 or 18 think that going from that level to the NA is one step?
I'd say a lot of them do.
I'm sure some of them do.
I think a lot of them do, especially when they're being told they could do it, and when they have the league over the top of it. When these kids are getting invites to USHL camps as well,
I get
it really warps the perception.
But they might think it's possible in general, but you can't tell me that, like, everyone's that unself-aware. Like, come on.
I think they really are.
Come on.
I think they really are. And but I think, to your point, they need to get more self-aware. I think you need to be able to read the room. You need to be able to, like I said before, actions speak louder than words. You need to be able to properly read these camp invitations, which is what I'm starting to do on social media. And, like, again, everything's an opportunity. Like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the camps or the combines either. They're a tool, right? And you decide, hey, do I need this tool for my project? And, but everybody needs to learn to read these things properly and to be self-aware, like you're saying, and to just be able to read, just be able to read the room. And these are a double-edged sword. Like, I think, if you're a player that does want to just take a shot at it, if you could find an organization that you like that has multiple teams, and you're like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I want to be part of this organization, win, lose, or draw with the, whatever team, whether it's NA, NCDC, USHL, whatever. Like, I want to be part of this club. I mean, that would probably be a good one to take an opportunity with, knowing that, hey, if I don't make the NA team, there's a couple other teams within the organization that I can make, because, hey, I did my research and I really want to be part of this organization.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I also think another side of it, like, double-edged sword, what you're saying, like, there's only so many tenders. There's only so many draft picks. So if you're not one of those guys, like, how else are you supposed to get a look? You're just supposed to chalk it up like, yep, I'm a tier 3 guy. No problem. Let me take my bag and just find a tier 3 team. Like, I don't really know if that's the message you should be sending to kids who are trying to advance either. You know what I mean? So I think I think the self-awareness is a huge part of it, but I also think, how do you tell a kid to, like, not do something that's going to potentially help them? And that's,
I don't think you not do it. I think you do it, but don't go do it 7 times aimlessly. Go do it once or twice. Make a smart decision. Go take your shot at it. Don't put all your eggs in that basket. And yeah, by all means, give it a shot. Give it one. You want to give it a shot or two, by all means, do it. But start paying attention to other avenues too. There's so many. There's so many like, there's 9 or 10 total tier 2 junior A leagues in Canada. 9 of them that fall somewhere, pretty much between the NA and tier 3. Like, people need to start exploring other avenues. It can't just be tunnel visioned on, like, the NA, or guys that are going, like, tunnel visioned on, a USHL camp or whatever. If you're not drafted, you're not tendered. Yeah, there's only so many tenders. There's only so many draft picks, but there's also only so many spots on the team. Like, that's my favorite too. Like when coaches tell players like, "Oh, listen, great job. It was a numbers game." Yeah, it's a numbers game. They can only have X amount of players on a team, and you're not one of them. That's the numbers thing. Like, so I think but yeah, I mean, you want to go take a shot at it, by all means, take a shot at it, but just have a well-rounded plan of attack.
And an RV.
And an RV.
Otherwise, what are you doing? Shoot your shot. Make sure you got the RV though.
Get that RV.
Sounds like an electric time.
Guys, reminder, we're having a junior hockey session in the Discord April 7th, all about strategically navigating the off season. You can join the Discord from the link in the description of this episode. And once you're inside, just go to the events. You can mark yourself as interested. And April 7th, 7 p.m. Eastern. You do not need to be on video. It's audio only. You could be, phone, computer, whatever, super easy. And but no, it's such a confusing time for people. And I understand why. Unfortunately, so many people make this way more expensive, way more time consuming than it actually has to be. Did we lose Swain?
No, I'm here.
Oh, he's there.
The dark room.
He went invisible.
Let him cook.
I was just signing up for camp.
Yeah.
Which one?
Who are we talking?
I'm not going to tell you guys. That means there'll be less space.
Touche.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Serps.
I'm hoping to get an invite this year.
You might. I was just going to say, some of the responses I've gotten, to that reel, have been pretty crazy. Like, someone's like, "Oh yeah, I got invited. I'm like an 87 birth year." Or something.
You remember when Canale got one?
Oh yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, we were just doing his goalie summer camp, and Canale got an invite to an NA camp.
Didn't one of the guys at Neutral Zone get one a few years ago?
Probably. Wouldn't be shocked.
I remember hearing that. I think they did.
I hope I get one. That'd be great.
I heard a story too that there was a current NHL player that got one.
Shoot your shot if you're an NA squad. Why not? What do you got to lose? Guy fakes a birth certificate. All of a sudden, I am 12 with a $20 bill in there. You ready to rock? Now he's playing in the NA.
As long as never mind.
Go ahead, say it. Say it.
I'm not going to go down this road.
No, go down. Come on, let's go.
Another time. Save that for another time.
You're holding back? I think we should try to get it out of him.
I think you let the guy breathe. Been all over.
He looks like he's not breathing over there.
He doesn't look like he's breathing.
Can't contain himself.
He doesn't look like he's breathing.
Looks like there's a lot of emotion going through that head right now, Swain.
You know what he's thinking
Big time
about?
Thinker.
He's thinking about that beautiful sunshine with the window down, driving the RV through the middle of Iowa with his hair blowing in the wind, just having a time, getting ready to rock and roll.
Maybe that's the next step. I think this should be a Camp Roadshow podcast. Yeah, like how you have your tour with the summer. That could be your summer tour. You drive in the RV.
Just go to all the different camps.
Every camp, yeah.
Your goal should be invited to get to all the camps. Your goal should be to be invited to all the camps, as many as possible.
All right. That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, guys, the conversation continues in the Discord. Let us know what you think. The Junior Hockey Discussion channel under Podcast Hub in the Discord. And Serps, Swain, thanks for coming on. Until next time, I will see you guys soon.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Swan Hockey Podcast. We remind you that season pass points are available to listeners. For more information, please visit www.swanhockey.io. Until next time.